Double dab.
What was the
Is
word?
that your DJ?
Dabby?
DJ double dab?
Wabba dabby do? Dabba
Yabba dabba do.
Yabba dabba do.
Welcome to Mother Licking Motherfunkler.
There you go.
Greetings to all our fellow funklers. Put a glide in your stride and a dip in your hip and come on to the Motherfunkling ship.
Oh man, look at you. Some fucking Parliament.
Oh, baby.
Some funkadelic going on.
Yeah. Hey, man, today we're at Bang & Olufsen.
Word, how you guys doing? There you go. Rock and roll.
We got a crowd here.
I know, this is great. I like to party.
All right, so Bang & Olufsen is amazing. They're calibrating my record player as we speak. They're sponsoring our show and have gifted us these amazing headphones.
Really?
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah.
I was not aware.
Yeah.
We've been putting that out for a good year. The owners, who are some of our best friends, Christy and Tony, for some reason they seem to always skip that subtle hint that we've been putting out there. But it's wonderful. Bang & Olufsen probably is. I would say that it's probably the best retail outlet showroom in Winter Park.
I think it's rad. It's not just rad because of what they have and what they sell, but they're really conscious in trying to be involved in the community with the stuff that they do. Like, for example, the vinyl nights, second Thursday of every month, where you can bring in your vinyl and they'll play it on their beautiful systems that, otherwise I could never afford. But I've been to a slam poetry reading here. Now they're hosting our podcast here. There are multiple parties. It's been pretty rad. I've purchased one of the pieces of art that I saw on the wall at one of the parties. It's now in my bedroom.
That's a good story.
Fantastic.
You haven't yet
It's a great
purchased.
story.
Yeah, you like it?
Do you remember the story?
Oh, what, behind the painting?
Yeah.
No. Well, I mean, I know that it was the first person, the artist was the first person to give us to criticize our show.
And I talked shit,
Yeah.
and then you felt guilty and bought the art.
There
right?
you go.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he also, it's a nice piece of art. It's in my room.
So are you working yourself up to purchasing one of their speakers or their headphones?
No, what I have been trying to do is get a hold of a vintage tuner where he's at. There he is. He's behind me. Yeah, I've been trying to get a vintage tuner, and I would also like a vintage turntable. Like the two that are just there for your show pieces right when you walk in, those are the two that I want. So keeping my eye open. They also do a lot of restoration here, so I've also been watching Facebook Marketplace for one that's like cheap and has problems, so I could just buy it, bring it here, and have it fixed. But look forward to that day. It'll be a good day.
Fucking A.
Fucking A.
We have made a pre-show agreement that if PR brings up anything with like alcohol related, he has to do a shot of Jaeger.
Okay.
I like it.
I won't bring up anything alcohol related.
All right.
Or the North Pole. Anything about the North
I
Pole.
did. I put Christmas time
Okay,
down
there
in
you
my
go.
notes
Good,
here.
Good. Yeah, it's a drinking game.
So
at this
does
point.
everyone have a shot in the room, or is it just me?
Well, I guess
Nick.
if you want to do a shot, you can bring up charcuterie.
Right.
That's another one, yes.
Okay. No charcuterie either.
Okay.
What if we talk about like the style that we have?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Well, yeah.
I was going to say, you can't, if you start, the things you're knocking, PR's just going to have to be quiet the whole show. Like if he doesn't talk about charcuterie, the North Pole, or
his wife dresses him, right?
I mean, it does everything, apparently, according to all of our episodes. Absolutely everything. He just lives the dream, man. He's just walking around, skip to your step.
True story. But one of the things that we
Wait, so your wife does dress you?
absolutely.
Does she really pick out your clothes?
How does that work?
I find that whatever I buy for myself, I have this image that I look like the model in the showroom. I feel that that's what I'd look. So I'd look really good with a pink jacket on. Right?
Yeah.
When I bring it home, it actually doesn't look so good on me.
It doesn't look good.
So I've just decided that I would prefer to be out having a glass of wine while we're on vacation. And when she's shopping, she tends to know exactly what looks good on me.
So
And
another
she's done really
thing
well.
where you're talking about you just go have a glass of wine. She does all the shopping for you. You're just living the dream, PR.
No,
Like,
she's not. She's out doing what she enjoys doing, not shopping for me. However, if she sees something that she thinks I would like or that she would get it.
I mean, that's I think that's normal partner behavior.
I don't enjoy going to a shopping mall. The other day I went to the mall at Millennia and had some drinks, met her at the mall, and I haven't been to the mall for probably 8 years, and that includes Christmas and everything. I haven't been there. It looks a little bit different, but so I don't enjoy going out shopping.
They've ramped up the high-end stores. Like I think they're leaning into it, and that's why they're surviving. I think because you go to Altamont Springs Mall, and it's like a post-apocalyptic hellscape. Like there's people with vests with bullets walking around. Like it's a rough place. And Oviedo Marketplace is just tattoo shops and piercing places.
Yeah.
So what I think Millennia has done is lean into bringing in high-end stores where people don't want to buy a Louis Vuitton purse online. They want to go hold it and be convinced to make that splurge. And I think that's why it's working. But I've noticed a shift where it used to be Mall Millennia was like the high-end half and then like the Macy's, like the Bloomingdale's half and the Macy's half.
Yeah.
And on that end was the Bloomingdale's half was like Neiman Marcus and the higher, like the Louis Vuitton and the Tiffany. And then it was like Vans and, the stores that just have a, Boricua store. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a store that's just a name that somebody made up. So, but I've noticed that it's kind of transitioned a little bit.
I enjoyed it. I must say, we went to Earl's and had had the happy hour. Which
to where?
You don't
Earl's,
say.
But we'll talk about that later. But what I want to say though about what I noticed at the mall at Millennia, because they have that client base, which is you're absolutely right. I noticed that people actually do dress a little bit better. So having come from South Africa,
God, it's so funny to say that. You think they dress better? I think
At the mall?
They dress like I would imagine like an Ecuadorian with super tight pants. Like I could see you being from South Africa think they're dressed up. To me, they look like a clown show.
So here's the thing about my view on style, right? Is that you actually you put in some thought as to what you're going to wear. So whether I like the style or not is not really the point. For me, it's that you actually are not dressing in the dark. You actually care when you leave your house that you put in some thoughts to how you're going to look.
Or your wife cares because you just said you do. She dresses you.
Yeah, but my sense is that. So one of the things that I struggled with when I got here in 2018 is that the average Floridian really, and I'm really just generalizing here. The average Floridian really doesn't care about what they wear.
I mean, I think the average human being doesn't really care.
Well, no, I think
Florida is higher.
Yeah, is higher on
it's just so hot.
If you go to New York, for example, you really get a sense that people care about what they wear and how they dress, right? You come to Orlando, oh my God, what's going on?
You say
there?
that, but in New York, yes, a large portion, people that you'd identify as your peer care more. Yeah. I agree with that. But overall, the population of New York does not care more. Like, it smells like piss all the time in New York. Like, you can't tell me that they're walking around, all of them, with a highfalutin fashion style. Most of them are scumbags. And, Florida's no different. You're going to have a bunch of people who don't care.
Yeah. The good thing about this kind of sample size of the three of us is that I think we do care. We don't get up and just, put anything on. And I'm almost tempted to say, which is really not a good thing, that we all agree on a certain kind of way of dressing. So the fact that you are wearing, which I think is a great story, tell us about that jacket, because I think that is fantastic.
Baby. This is my father married my mother in this jacket in 1980. I stole it from him and had it tailored to fit. I mean, it's just my style. I love it. The shoulder pads are ridiculous. Like I can see that, and
I wasn't sure whether those were your real shoulders or whether they're shoulder pads. Okay.
Yeah. No, these aren't my real shoulders. It makes my head look even like tinier. Like it looks like a tiny little head on this huge shoulder pad. But that's the story behind this jacket. And I have a couple of good pieces, and I was thinking about wearing. I have an Armani smoker jacket, black on black paisley, that I got at Deco's vintage store. Ooh. I almost wore that, but I was like, when can I ever wear this electric blue jacket? Like it's rare. I wore it to a wedding for a couple that's actually going through a divorce already, but I wore it to a wedding in Arizona, and it was resort chic. Are you guys familiar with this term, resort chic? That's what she put on the invitation that we had to wear. And I was like, I'm going to wear like black pants, wear like black shoes with no socks, I guess. That's resort wear. But I'm wearing this fucking jacket. And so other than that, I haven't worn this to a thing at all. So I was like, I'm going to wear it today. This is rad.
Well, what I like about and I think Trevor is similar in terms of his fashion or his style, is that it's timeless, right? You don't really date stamp what you're going to wear on any day.
How do you mean date stamp? Yeah.
I mean, what you probably, 10 years ago, you still kind of have a similar style.
Yeah.
Well, I have a name for Trevor's. I've discussed this with him, and I think he kind of agreed. Like, the name for Trevor's style, in my opinion, is aged rocker, right? So, like, what you see, like, think about Wayne's World 2, the roadie that helps them, like the way, like an aged rocker. He seems like he really put in the years on the road. Now he's fucking chilling and living off the fat of the land that he had before, and he refuses to give up his fucking rock and roll lifestyle.
Well, there's a lot that's gone into this, even though it's minimalistic and simple. I mean, Chucks are ageless, right? Yeah.
You got it.
Dickies are ageless.
Yes.
And my entire closet is black. So I don't waste time getting in there and figuring out what colors go together. I have, like it's more
purple,
functional.
bro.
Well, I went through a purple phase.
Okay.
But I think there's a lot to be said about, different, when one thinks of style, right? You think of, are you somebody that's into being trendy?
No, fuck no.
And or, are you or you somebody that really looks at quality? And I would think that amongst the three of us, we'd rather go with quality than somebody that's going to wear something that's trendy. But I do like the idea of minimalist, because I think that I am also, and I think Nick is the same, is that we rather go with minimalist versus something that's bold. Although you're wearing it's kind of boldish.
Well, that's kind of so my theory, I put, by the way, for a straight man, I really pay attention to fashion a lot more than I think anybody would even realize, because I do try to keep it minimal and simple, but it is very good to do. I do just like a splash, like a piece, like that's the Hawaiian shirts that I do. Those are all very premeditated. I usually get them. It's a process of going to the tailor and getting them exactly the way I want them to be. These are 40-year-old Hawaiian shirts that probably only cost $17 when they came out. And then this jacket's another part of that. A lot of my wardrobe is also black. But then I have all of these crazy looking Hawaiian shirts and vintage like band tees and stuff like that I wear. So, I do focus and pay attention, but the bold is on top of modesty, I guess I'm saying. Like, I'm never going to really go.
Well, I think
field.
what you kind of, and Trevor is the same. I think we choose quality over fast fashion. You're not going to kind of go into a place and just buy something because it's what everybody's wearing at the moment, so you buy it.
I mean, you say that when you say fast fashion, but I also recently was in Japan, and in Tokyo, you've got Uniqlo and Muji. And these are places that are like a kind of their definition of fast fashion.
Yeah.
They're not really expensive, but to us, to Americans, I walk in there, I'm like, this is fucking rad. Like, it is awesome.
What is fast fashion?
Like, it's good termed after fast food. It's something where you go in, like, or IKEA is fast furniture, I guess you could say.
Essentially, it's cheap. It's not going to last you 10 or 20
years.
It's
the idea of getting it for a short period of time.
Yeah. And it's whatever is the trend at the time. Mm-hmm. So Uniqlo, for example, there's a lot of animation, whatever's the buzz at the time. Uniqlo is probably going to have a t-shirt like that or a pants.
And it's cool being there in Japan because I can see the whole store because I'm like a foot taller than every person that's there at all. So everything's shorter. So I'm just looking around and I could see my wife Linda from a mile away because she's also tall. So it was always easy to find each other there.
Do you guys dress up when you go to the gym?
I do.
What do you wear?
I typically wear, a good, if I'm naming brands, I'd wear a Lululemon running shirt and a Lululemon shorts.
Colors?
Typically, they're dark colors, so it'll be navy blue, black, a dark gray. I only have so my color palette is almost the same thing. So I'm very similar to you. It would be navy blues and dark gray is kind of the color palette. And if I'm gonna dress formal, then it'll be a white shirt or a blue shirt. It's as simple as that.
Wait, formal at the gym or formal right now?
Formal right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I mean, you got to be rocking it. Like we've talked about how you are just like bees with honey when you go to the gym with the women coming up to you. So I mean, you got to be dressing nice.
Yeah.
Like
I always say, here's my
I'm picturing a sweatband, like
See,
like leg warmers, right?
yeah, no
Like-
sweatband, but I do have because of my my knees. As you get older,
It's so sexy.
I do have
so sexy.
knee warmers.
I see why the women can't keep
Are you
their
being
fucking
serious?
hands off of you.
No, I have a knee brace. Is it a knee brace?
Dude.
Knee brace.
Oh, that's hot.
I know these
That's a
chicks
sleeve.
cannot keep their hands off of you. I
But let
know.
me talk about the idea of what I think is style. For me, it's about how what you wear makes you feel. So the first thing is that you should be stylish. Firstly, with the underwear you wear.
Okay.
Right? The idea of the underwear is that you know the quality of what you're wearing. You know your style. Other people don't need it, because if you're dressing just when you go out, it means you care about what other people think about you.
Well, I mean, I would hope you care that when you take off your pants, your wife is like attracted to what she sees underneath, right?
Well,
you're doing it for her as well.
So I think
You're not
that-
wearing like tidy
Correct.
whities with holes in them.
Correct, exactly,
And
that's
skid
what-
marks.
And that's why I say when one thinks about being stylish, it's do you pay attention to everything about what you put on you? So that includes, for example, the underwear.
Agreed.
It includes the loungewear. So when you're at home, are you sloppy, right? I make sure that when I'm at home, even, right, I'm just not going to put on something like, I'm not prepared to maybe go outside and
Yeah.
throw the trash
I'm with
away.
you 100%.
I'm always going to be, taking.
What about you?
I rarely wear underwear. And,
Don't you guys just
And
picture
I-
that when he's at home, it's
and
just
I walk around naked.
a naked fucking barbarian walking around all the time? Like that's what I picture. It's just the whole time, just
blinds
fucking whatever.
Blinds are open.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I feel like you're wearing sunglasses
it's their
this whole
fault for-
time
it's
in
their
my
fault
head,
for looking-
but you're still just naked. Sunglasses, just walking around like a fucking caveman. That's what I picture.
Yeah, in all honesty, I Donald Duck a lot. Donald Ducking is just a
Oh,
t-shirt,
just a
nothing,
t-shirt,
nothing
yeah.
below.
I remember those days.
In case you answer like a FaceTime or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
So my idea.
To fucking
So my idea of
catch a charge.
going to the gym at 5 or 6 in the morning is to put on something that you are happy with. So the style of it is not, I don't really care about what the other person thinks about, and but I really care about how I feel about it. So my kind of central philosophy in life is look good, feel good, perform better. Whatever you
Thank
think,
you for your fucking tagline, your self-help
Oh,
tagline
my.
of the
Self-help.
day. That should be fucking shot.
But
That-
that's
we
not-
should have that as a rule.
but-
When you, it's such a clear, premeditated self-help tagline that you say, like it should be a shot.
right?
In
But
fact, can we do a shot of Jaeger, please, right now?
okay,
Mr.
but-
Producer.
So the reason why I say that is that not just style, but anything that you do it to the best of your ability.
I mean,
Right?
Yeah. Again,
That's all it is.
I mean, again.
So if you're gonna,
However, I do agree. When I go to the gym, when I go to the gym, I kind of steal from Trevor. It's all black. I have 5 of the same shirt, 5 of the same shorts, 5 of the same socks, and my shoes. Everything's black. That's because it makes me look thinner, and as a middle-aged man, I don't want to look fat and gross. But also, you never know. I go to the downtown YMCA. There's judges and fucking lawyers and potential clients. There's people everywhere all the time. I'm not talking to them or anything, but I can't look like a homeless
They may
scumbag
know you.
when I go in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you
I
look
need to look
disinterested.
like I'm.
yeah, you look disinterested.
I need
you
to
don't
look-
take
yeah.
pride in yourself.
Correct.
Right? That's what I'm saying about whatever you're going to do in life,
Sexy.
do it to the best of your ability.
Sure.
Right? And part of that is
yeah.
making sure that you dress appropriately. Take a little bit of time. I think there's an idea that if you're going to be stylish, it's going to cost a lot of money. I think there's that. And I have to say that's a myth.
Well, the problem. So here, can we do this real quick?
Yeah.
Who
Cheers,
else?
everybody.
Anybody else want one doesn't have one yet?
Right. I see a hand in the back.
Taylor, she's down. There you go.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, you guys. Thanks for coming and hanging out
Cheers
with
to
us. This is
style,
fucking-
Linkler.
Yeah.
Cheers.
That was delicious.
I do put a lot of time into thinking about style, but really it always comes down to functionality. What do you think? Like,
Well-
would you compromise functionality so that you look good?
Well, what I was going to compromising functionality, I think that when you get to, especially like underwear, you're looking for something that's nice, but also functional, right? I mean, I think
Absolutely.
that's where he was going.
That's right. It's
What about, are you number one functionality? I don't think you are.
Yeah, but I mean, it's got to
Are you
look
function
cool.
over form or form over function?
Function.
You're function over form?
Yeah.
So tell us
Really?
about that Frankenfurter. Was it function or form?
Oh yeah.
You
I
have
mean-
you have dreams about that outfit, him in
yeah.
that outfit, don't you?
Come on. I mean, that was all. What was that? That was all.
That was all me, baby.
That was all form.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You didn't really care that
the function
things were hanging out.
No, the function was to make you feel uncomfortable.
Well, so let me argue against that because I don't think you are straight up function over form. It would be more functional, technically, in Florida to be all white, not all black, because of the
Yes,
heat.
it's the heat.
So you choose that form over the function of heat.
So I kind of yes, you are correct, sir. I've worn white. I've worn all white. There's a like metaphysical reason for black for me.
Ah, very nice.
So white
Now countered,
white
it is more
white
functional.
reflects every color,
Mm-hmm.
right? Black absorbs every color, and I absorb all the energy.
That sounds exhausting. Walking around absorbing everybody's energy all the time.
Well, I mean, but that's the point. Is
Yeah.
yeah.
So when you were talking about cheap or expensive, you can pick the things that are good. That's basically my philosophy. I pick these Hawaiian shirts that are not expensive, but it takes time and like actually having an idea of what you want to do. It takes the time and the creativity to be able to do it. I don't think many people have it. My little brother, his wife, much like you, PR, literally dresses him every single day. So I'm talking, he wakes up, he goes to the shower, he comes out, and his clothes for the day are laid out on his bed for him every day. I mean, obviously, that's somebody who does not care.
Does your wife lay your clothes out for you, PR?
No.
But you said she dresses you. You just mean
Well,
dresses. She buys the stuff.
Yeah,
you
she
pick
buys
it
the
out.
stuff.
All
I mean,
right.
but so here's the thing, right? I do take care and I do take pride in everything I do, which is including, for example, what I'm going to wear. I'm very selective as to what I'm going to wear, and it has to be quality. I'm very brand conscious. So
Well, we've talked about today. Let's take a look at you. Come on, stand up. I want to see what's going on. First of all, what does the H stand for in your belt? What is
Well-
that?
Hermes.
Oh, Jesus! Like
What is that?
Birkin bag people?
Yes.
What are you
Is that
talking
a
about?
fucking $1,000 belt you're wearing?
Listen,
Holy shit!
I am all about brands, right?
Clearly, like they fucking make. So the company that his belt is from
Thank you.
makes a bag, that purse that women get that they don't even approve. Like you walk in, you have to do an application process for them to make you this fucking $25,000 bag.
Ludicrous.
Cost, yes.
It's
Am I
not
close?
25,000. It's probably 200,000. Whatever.
A Birkin bag is $200,000.
Yeah, if you can get it.
Okay, I was gonna say, I bet you I could get a clutch, like for
Yeah.
fucking $10,000.
So here's the thing: is that I love quality, but I do feel that and branding, right? But the brand should not be obvious,
Yes.
right? So it shouldn't be screaming at you that I've got this Giorgio Armani T-shirt or whatever. So it's typically, I would say that in most instances, other than the H belt.
I mean, that's not stealth at all.
No
Like I
brand.
like stealth wealth, like where it's people who know look at you and they're like, yeah, that shit, that's rad.
Yeah.
Like Lululemon's an obvious example.
Yeah.
Where there's no logos and shit everywhere, but you can tell people who know it's expensive. An H belt is not that.
So
my
that's
friend.
so-
that
so-
is
yeah.
the opposite.
So
of
that's
that.
what I'm saying is that
You have an H above your dick that says how much you spent on your belt.
So here's the thing: is that everything that I'm wearing now has got, is a brand, but doesn't have any labeling on it.
I fucking
Other than
hate
the
brands.
huge H on your belt?
Other than the huge H. Yeah.
I mean, did everybody see it? Do you want to see it? Show them your belt, baby.
You
Come
don't
on.
want to see it.
Yeah, they do, man. They want to see it. Look at that thing.
Did you guys
Dude,
see this?
come on, man. Give me a break. This is the guy trying to tell you he wants stealth, that he doesn't want the logos and shit, and he's wearing a fucking Hermes.
So can I just say that
Well,
I'm
I
not
mean,
the,
there's something that is covering it up a little bit.
So can I just say that I'm
Nice.
not the only one in this room wearing an H belt?
Who else is wearing an H belt?
We have a member of the audience
I
wearing
mean,
one.
chicks are okay. Women can do that shit.
What are you saying that men should dress differently in terms of value?
Of course.
items?
No. What I'm saying is that I think it's more, in my opinion, culturally acceptable that a woman's wearing things that have the logos and such on it. That, to me, just looks like Bruno. You guys remember Bruno, the character by Sacha Baron Cohen?
Yes.
And his belt where he's like, somebody asked him, what does the DG stand for? He's like, Dolce & Gabbana, hello. Like, that is what that reminds me of.
That's interesting, but
I'm sorry. That was my fault for making you stand up.
no, that's fine.
There you go.
So I'm all about brands without a doubt, and I equate those brands to quality, right? So you're right. In the gym, it's gonna be Lululemon. I feel that is the best quality, right? There's a lot of other brands that are out there that I think it's Viore or one of the they're just like trendy brands.
That's for the peasants.
I mean, yeah, Viore's not as nice, but some of their stuff is soft and comfortable. But I'll tell you, I'm disappointed in I think it's called Aloe, like Vera. I do like it because everything's black, like either black or white in that store, which is great because everything I buy is black. But for working out. But the quality, like the pants and stuff that I've gotten to work out in, I just don't like them as much as the Lululemon stuff.
So I also buy aloe, but I find that there's certain things with aloe that are better than others.
Yeah.
So I tried their track pants. It doesn't work. I prefer the Lululemon. I have tried the aloe t-shirts. They fit better. I find the quality of the aloe t-shirts.
Yeah, so the t-shirts fit is better because I think they're smart. They have like a middle-aged man's body in mind. While Lululemon, I have to get a triple XL.
Yeah, they're going for the yoga
Yeah.
kind of 25-year-olds.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm into brands, certain brands though, and that's what I equate to
What
quality.
about you? Do you have any brand, anything?
Yeah, Lulu.
Working
But
out?
other than that, I fucking hate brands. I actually buy Dickies and cut all the branding off of it.
Nice.
But Lulu is covert enough, and I dig the functionality of it. That's kind of it. Like I find, especially I wear a lot of black t-shirts. I'll find a brand, buy 10 of them. When they get ratty, throw them out. Might switch brands, like when you did our Motherfunkler shirts, switched over because it's softer and feels
Yeah.
better. But yeah, I mean, I'm not brand loyal other than, I guess, Lulu. My closet is filled with a shit ton of Lulu.
Mine too. And to your point though, with your H belt, like it's tough to find. It's tough to go to the high end stores and find shit that's not branded out of control. Like I went to Ferragamo and you're looking around and I'm like, who's gonna buy a men's dress shoe that says Ferragamo across the side?
Exactly.
I don't dig that stuff.
But there
man.
are people that do that. But here's the thing: is that there's now certain brands, like Lululemon is one of them, right? So there's another brand that I really enjoy, and I've been buying a bit of that. It's Laura Piana, and there's no branding at all on it. Right?
Ed knows. Our
Giorgio-
producer knows. I don't know.
Yeah, Giorgio Armani, for example, has no brand on it. There's
It's
nothing.
the epitome of quiet luxury, Loro Piano.
There you go.
So I have a couple of things on it, but there's no.
Did you just make that up?
No, it's an actual thing. They use
That's
like
their-
the absolute best textiles.
That's their company slogan.
Virgin like cows and like
Cashmere is
yeah.
a big thing.
Yeah, they're like, we raise sheep, we play them classical music, then we kill them, then we shear them.
Yep.
I think one of our audience members here, Sanaz, is a lover of Laura Piana. Am I right?
Ah,
There you
well, by
go.
the way, I love your dress. This is rad. This is really, really cool. No logos.
No logos.
Zero logos.
Yeah, I think that is. So here's the thing: is that I I don't. When it comes to style, I don't judge people on it at all.
I don't think that's accurate.
No.
I feel like you judge people constantly.
I agree with Nick here. If you're spending that much time thinking about what you're going to wear to just lounge around the house, without a doubt, in my mind,
You started
you're
the
gonna start
conversation
fucking
by
judging
criticizing
people.
people in Florida for not caring when they walk out of the house.
Yeah.
But I'm not judging their style. I'm saying
Just
that
own it, man.
if I go out and if somebody to a restaurant, for example, and I get a sense that somebody has taken the time to dress the way they have chosen to dress, full marks. Well done to you. What I don't like is that I get a sense that somebody actually just got to a place, right, and has not even thought about how they look, how they present themselves.
I mean, I think a lot of people, that speaks to the human condition. I think a lot of people don't give a shit. I think a lot of people are just trying to fucking survive. They're trying to work their day, drink their Bud Heavy, and go to sleep.
And it's so hard to actually get ahead. I mean, that's eventually, to me, the output of taking care of yourself and taking yourself seriously. Is that it's so difficult for you to actually be a success, which means that other people take you seriously if you choose not to take yourself seriously.
So this plays into the psychology of the deal. I'm a fan, and I hate to be revealing and reveal my tricks, but I would rather be perceived as humble and I suppose like lower class than to have somebody judge me that I'm wearing these certain things and have these expectations, and then surprise them with the beauty that's within.
I mean, you're not in the law. I can tell you that. Like, being in the law, you need to, you have to have a certain, you're very much judged on your ability based on that, I think.
I don't disagree, but I'm not a lawyer.
But I think that, so here's the thing. You and I have been out enough to know that people in Winter Park in certain places have judged you in a way that's completely inaccurate, right?
Do you have an example?
We've been to certain bars in Hannibal Square where people have taken...
Do they still exist?
The people?
Yeah.
The bar.
Oh.
You're like, we've been in bars in Hannibal
the bar.
Square. It was a Park Avenue Tavern joke. It
Well, the
went over
person
you
might
guys'
be.
head. But you guys got it in the back there.
The person might be dead too.
So,
Shit. Jesus Christ. All right.
So we've
Fair
had
enough.
a few times, and I think at least one person in the audience was present when we were having an altercation. So people do unfortunately judge you based on your style. I think that, which is very unfortunate. So here's the thing. But if you experience Trevor's kind of full offering, go to his barbershop, right? That is style personified.
Well, I think you've hit on something too that I think is really interesting. You're not just doing it because it's functional or because you think it looks good. You're constantly also coding. Like, you're also telling everybody what you want to tell about yourself at all times. Like, somebody who wears REI hiking gear all the time when they're going to the grocery store, not going on a hike, they're telling you something about themselves, I think. It's the same with somebody who, on a Sunday afternoon who goes to brunch wears like a suit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're saying something about themselves. That's an additional hiccup to it.
But I think it's for me, the most important is how you feel about yourself. Right. So when you kind of go to your barbershop, for example, you dress in a certain way and you are representing a certain experience. So when people come in, they have that experience. Now, if you didn't dress like that, right? And this is the interesting thing about
what do you mean like that?
So, for example,
Yeah, you know what he means.
If you dressed, for example, like the way I am today,
like
right?
a pink polo shirt or something.
It would be awkward.
With a collar popped, right?
So
or the two polo shirts, like Trading Places.
Oh, baby.
Two pastel. Yeah.
So here's the thing: is that in my
Feeling good, Lewis.
So in my previous life, right, when I was in the fund management business, I wore a suit and tie every day, right? And that's what made me feel good, made me feel respectful to my staff, and made me feel respectful to my clients. I dressed a certain way, like you do when you go to court, right?
I mean, well, we have there's a literal rule that says I have to wear a suit and tie.
Right. Now, but that allows you to feel good and proud about how you're going to execute the job that you've got to do.
What you got?
It is what is the rule? Is there like Is there a fucking book that
So
says like
there's
you have to wear
there's
certain
no
things?
strict book.
Can you push?
And if I stray, please tell me. But I can speak to definitely to men. Basically, here's what's going on. There's professionalism rules that says you have to dress accordingly, and every judge still has their own general rule that you have to wear. For men, it's suit and tie.
do you get an email before you show up in their court that says you can't wear a golf polo?
No, but I've only had a couple of situations where I've been in like a massive pretrial conference and some attorney walks in and you could tell he just did the best he could. And he immediately goes, Judge, I am extremely sorry for my attire. This is what's going on in my life right now. This is the best that I've got. Please don't hold me in contempt. Because, I mean, you've seen my cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
You can be held in contempt for that. That if you walk in wearing like a ridiculous velour suit, if the judge wanted to, they could hold you in contempt.
But also it's strategic, right? A lot of the times, what you're trying to do as a good lawyer, like Nick is,
I mean,
you don't
debatable.
want to irritate the judge, and you don't want to distract the jury.
Oh no,
with what you wear.
Dude, I do the opposite. When I'm in trial in front of a jury, I wear like boxy, not real well fitted suits.
You want to kind of be inconspicuous.
I don't want to look rich.
You don't want to
Then it's like
them.
if I don't have a jury, I'm like, I'll rock it.
Yeah, but you don't want to put on a red tie because it may irritate someone. You don't want to put on something that just triggers.
100%.
So you want to be pretty neutral with what you're wearing because you want them to hear what you've got to say rather than what you're wearing.
But that was hitting on the coding that I was talking about, and the barbershop is the perfect example of it. And I've said it a couple of times, but this is this perfect niche in my opinion. Niche. In my opinion, the barbershop is. It's like it's aiming for men that actually give a shit about how they look, and it's providing an environment that men who have the means to get that pay that much for a haircut and care enough about what they look, that is kind of the theme that they would want to be hanging out in. And I'm sure Trevor was very purposeful in doing that, but whether he was purposeful or not, it worked. I fell in love with it the first time I went. Not to mention Jordan is an artist wherever he is. He's excellent.
And Adrian's here as well.
Adrian's here. I haven't got cut by you yet, Adrian. I excited to do it someday.
He's got some serious social media, so that's.
I agree. Your social media's been rad, man. The follower, it's good stuff. It's Atomic Adrian. Yes. Yeah, there you go. See, steel trap up here, man. You know that's right. But I think that's a great example. Is like. There are always barbershops, where you pay $5 for a haircut or whatever, and you go there for that experience of enjoying the camaraderie and talking to the people.
Exactly.
Then there was supercuts or cutting your own hair, but is there like a high-end men's that not going to a salon, but you care enough about your look that you don't want to go to just a regular barbershop? And that's the niche that he's created. The business model is fantastic.
So here's the thing with that, and the dress code that Trevor or me or you do. I mean, I know we take care and we think about it. It's deliberate. Is that when you get up every day and you go out to do the work that you plan to do, and if you take what you do seriously, right, which I believe that we do take what we do seriously, then you start off with getting yourself ready, right? And how you do that is by putting on the stuff that we do.
It's like armor.
You cannot take yourself seriously and deliver an excellent professional service.
You agree with that, right? It's like putting on like armor. It's like putting on your shit to like be a kind of a different person. I'm a different person if I'm wearing a suit versus I'm wearing my trivia gear, like a vintage Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah, but with that, even though you've chosen a different armor, you are very deliberate in that decision, right? You believe it's how you should look in order to be the best trivia host possible.
Well, then let me add, Trev, like it's all black, but I've also seen like the huge fur coats.
Yeah.
Is that like, what's that? Is that just when you feel like peacocking a little bit?
A little bit. I mean, it's a black fur coat, right?
Yeah.
No, we went to Vegas and you had a wedding at the Elvis Chapel. Like, why not wear a black fur coat?
I think it's fucking rad. That's my point. Like, I could see you rocking that shit more often.
Yeah.
See? Look at this.
I don't. This color makes me feel weird.
Oh, it's just color.
It's not purple, and it's the wrong. It doesn't match my skin
Dude,
tone.
I think it's great,
that
man.
looks
I think
perfect
it looks
on you.
great on you, man.
I would
Oh,
actually
my.
leave it on you. I think
I
that's
think it looks
fantastic.
fantastic. Okay.
Oh man, thank you, sir.
I'm
for that.
just saying, I think you're missing an opportunity. If I were you, I would have a whole fucking myriad of different
Now
big,
that-
ridiculous black.
Now that Trevor has a cape, you know that's a cape, right?
Yeah.
So essentially, now you are Super Trevor.
Super Trevor.
Man,
Can
I'm always Super Trevor. I like kind of like this outfit now. I like peppered, dabbling colors. So like my golf shirt is black, but it has a lot of purple, like purple flowers. So there's always a black base.
And
but-
you had like black Hawaiian shirts that had the purple for the third Thursdays.
So I mean, I do put a lot of time and effort into thinking how that's going to present. But yeah, it's
But
got
I-
to be black based.
My only issue though is that with the amount of time that you put in to the shirt that you're wearing when you play golf,
Yeah.
the game doesn't match up though. So you could pretty much wear anything.
Well, we've never played golf together. I'm pretty sure I'd smoke you.
I've
but-
heard the stories.
Oh yeah.
No,
like,
no.
like that I hit a crazy long putt, fell down a hill, celebrating and tore my fucking shoulder. Yeah, that's one of the stories. I'm not golfing anymore.
My golf performance is purely based on how much alcohol. And if I hang out with Big Mike, who's here today,
Yeah.
holy, I mean,
Is
He's
he,
about to
what's
have
he
a
like,
12
Mike?
my
What-
game goes to shit at the turnaround because we go into the bar and do shots and beers and stuff.
So
Yeah.
is he matching the outfit that he's wearing?
Trevor is Trevor. Always.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he's not.
Yeah.
so-
I've golfed with him before, and I feel like he was wearing this outfit with the chain when
Yeah.
we golfed. I think in my head.
So I can.
Usually, so I don't keep score. I play barefoot sometimes. Like, yeah, it's an event.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Just imagine. I just imagine
can't-
at your house, it's like hot all the time, and you're just naked walking
is.
around, steaming the
I
place
keep it
up.
I keep it at 78 degrees.
like that's what I picture, like a earthly cave.
I love my musk, man.
Musk. That's the word I was
Yeah.
looking for. Musk.
It's part of my
I
style.
love it. I love it.
Trevor's
love it.
style is quintessentially Trevor's
I
experience.
see you looking at that watch. What are you rocking there,
Well, I'm
fashion
just-
boy?
Oh,
Hey, I was gonna
Yeah, hit it.
watches. Like that's probably fuck belt buckles. Watches are. I pay attention
you,
to that.
You just said fuck belt buckles to a guy who paid $1,000.
That's what I'm
for
saying.
it.
That's goofy. Watches, though, like especially clients that come into the shop, you can wear whatever the fuck you want. Shitty T-shirt, shitty shorts, flip flops. As long as you have a nice watch on, I think that makes a statement.
Well, our ideas of nice are going to be different. So I agree with you, but my watches are typically vintage Casio watches that I particularly pick out. This happens to be a vintage, is it Tissot? Tissot. This is a vintage Tissot that also was not very expensive, but I've gotten more compliments on this watch than I have on any of the other ones that I wear. Now, I don't do the fucking Rolex
so,
and
so
shit.
I'm not sure if my brain is shaking or my head is shaking, but something is saying I don't know what this guy is talking about. So I have 2 watches.
Okay.
The one I'm wearing now, which is a Panerai, and the one at home, which is a Tech Philippe.
Can you, Ed, please
Google?
translate to us
Ed is a
commoners
watch connoisseur.
what the fuck he just said about whatever?
Patek Philippe is the epitome of horology. It's like God tier. It's
Okay,
like
wait.
the most artisanal.
I need more definition than that. You're throwing out other words that I have no idea.
It's like the
The
peak of the
epitome
mountain.
of watches.
Okay.
If you're gonna wear a watch,
Superior craftsmanship. It's a legacy brand that's existed for
Ever.
hundreds and hundreds of years, and it's some of the stuff is pretty like artisanal and very beautiful.
yeah. So and it's not a branded thing. It's so what I'm saying is that true to form
Also
is that,
extremely expensive, goes without saying.
but it's something that most people are not familiar with. So it doesn't
I'm
really
not familiar
don't
with
really care about it if you're wearing a Patek Philippe. But well, the Panerai I think is in a similar, although like significantly cheaper. But a lot of people don't know it. But
Watches are a way to communicate without communicating.
Exactly, and
If
I agree.
if you're on that level,
And I do-
and you see the watch, you don't really. If you say something about it, you're a douchebag. But if you see it and you notice it, like you're like, oh,
Well, and that's my point.
In your mind, you're like, all right.
I don't, and that's my point. I choose not to do like just some expensive fucking urology or eroticology or whatever the fuck you were talking about. I choose things that are I want it to say what I want it to say about
Exactly.
me.
You're talking to your people.
It's
Yeah.
like the Celica you've got outside.
And
Tell
that's
us
what
about
I'm at. So yes, I have a 1985 Celica convertible that I bought. It is fucking so rad. And no chick is ever going to look at it. Not that I need to. My wife's here anyway. But no chick's ever going to look at it and go, damn. It's dudes like old men my age are like, shit,
Look,
dude, that's a fucking cool ride.
If Tony was a chick, he was going to hop into that Celica.
You can hop.
Oh, my
I think
God.
he might anyway.
Tony, you can hop in, baby. We'll go for a fucking ride. Woo! It's got turbo, which is funny because it's a 1985 car. And I grew up in like the Fast and Furious time. So like I'm driving and I hear the blow valve from the turbo. And I'm like, this is
But
ridiculous.
isn't that
this is so ridiculous.
Isn't that what style's about? It's about what turns you on, what makes you feel good, right? So today when you drove in there, like I wouldn't really care for a Celica, but Tony was standing. He was like, "Oh my God, who's just drove in with a Celica
rad.
GT?"
Yeah.
Oh, and if you bought it from a showroom, you needed to cut the roof off.
Yeah. You bought it. They didn't sell it. I learned that today from you. That it was not, apparently they didn't come convertible. You had to, at the dealership, they had to create it as a convertible for you, which is fucking mind-blowing to me because there's electronics in there. There's a button that it's an electronic top. Like it's not easy.
And that defines for me what style is, right? It's what you take yourself seriously. You believe it's your style. So the Casio and with the Celica and the whole package,
Yeah.
that's your style.
It's very premeditated.
I
Full marks.
believe there's two types of style and then a gray area in between. And so one would be the response that you expect from other people. So like you wear a Casio, you're gonna, or you have the car and you're gonna get a response from that. The other type is true authenticity, where you don't give a fuck about the response and you fly your freak flag, you march to the beat of your own drummer. And then I think that there's a hybrid of the two. But in some way, shape, or form, I do believe you are looking for a response from another human being.
I was going to say, so and for a minute there, you were going un-Trevor, and I was going to have to Trevor you.
What was the un-Trevor?
Where you were like, yeah, there's people who beat to their own drum, they don't give a fuck. Those people are doing the same thing I'm doing, just in a different way, which is like a filter system to see who their people are.
Right.
Like people who are like, dude, that fucking watch. I'm like, yeah, this person like gets it. They're thoughtful. They understand it. We probably have similar thoughts. Meanwhile, somebody who's out there, wearing ridiculous shit, beating their own drum, they're also looking for people who are like, cool, man. Like they gauge the reaction that somebody has. I just think it's much more common that you're going to find people by doing something that's thoughtful, creative, not necessarily so expensive, than just throwing money at it. Like it'd be so easy for me to walk into a watch store and be like, give me the fucking whatever expensive watch.
But Trevor, on that note, you and I have spent enough time together where I know that you have a certain look. It is a curated look. You do not wake up in the morning and look like this. So
I feel like he does. I feel like it's just 24 hours a day, 7
it
days
is
a week.
curated to look like this.
No, I feel like
right?
his pajamas are the same, are just a different fabric, but the same outfit.
So here's the thing: is that he has
pretty much.
Yeah.
he takes an insane amount of time, and probably more than you and I put together.
Yeah.
To get to look like this, right?
To do that simplicity
To do
takes
that.
a lot of fucking work.
so-
Well,
actually.
no. So yes and no. It has taken a lot of time over the years, but the idea is that it's efficient in the now. Like I can even down to like soap and stuff. Getting in the shower,
100%.
brushing my teeth. It's
100%.
boom, boom, boom. How the
100%.
fuck fast can I get
have
out
to
of
have a
here?
routine or I fucking forget. If I stray from my routine, Linda, if I stray from the routine this much, it's fucking chaos. Like, I don't have my car keys. I only have one shoe on. Like, if I stray from the routine that I've built over the years, fucking nightmare.
So does Linda help find your shoe?
No, she doesn't care. She's like, go out with one shoe. Who gives a shit?
So, but the point that I want to make about style, though, and when you take yourself seriously, which is what I'm advocating, you're taking yourself seriously on the style issue is that Trevor and I have been around together enough, and I hope it's a story, is that when people overtly disrespect your style, you have taken an insane amount of time to curate a certain look.
Did somebody overtly disrespect your style?
Yeah, all the time, but I don't really
Really?
I don't really
Yeah.
give a fuck.
But there was an occasion when you did.
What happened?
And you and I had a chat at the fountain where somebody was overtly, castigating your look and your style. And
Is this when I had dreadlocks and we were at a bar?
yeah. And I think that's a good story to tell about your style, which is not incidental. More style than I do. I know Nick spends a lot.
Money
He
or
means
time?
time.
Money and time. I think, it doesn't happen by coincidence, right? So there's a huge investment that you made. I mean, just the tattoos probably is more than Nick and I spent on all the clothing we're wearing, right?
My shoes. Your fucking belt's insane. So minus your belt and maybe my shoes. Yes, I tend to agree.
Yeah. So tell us that story about without getting into detail.
I don't even know if it's worth telling. I was at a bar with PR. I think it was a tail end of a Hop Hannibal, something like that.
Are you talking about we're not
Piano.
gonna say that. Oh, piano. We can say that.
Yeah.
Fuck 'em.
I was profiled. I had dreadlocks past my shoulders. I don't really remember what I was wearing. Black, of course. And a ungentleman got pretty lippy with me. I think I handled it well. Like,
But you handled it in the gentleman you are, because when you are attacked with your style, what happens is you go into you almost go into your cocoon. He didn't say a thing.
So, in all honesty, it doesn't bother me because the asshole was so old. I don't want to hurt or kill this fucking frail old man.
Yeah,
and if
that's
he's,
not
if
worth
he's
it.
gonna if he's
he
gonna
even
spout
raises
off,
his fucking voice and the guy has a heart attack, you're in for a world of hurt.
if he's gonna spout off, it's just kind of more entertaining than
Yeah, but the point is that when you take so much of time and pride in the way you look, and a lot of us around here, I can look at.
I disagree, and I don't want to get I just disagree that I think that's a projection from you on your perception of what's going on. I do back to its functionality over form, and tad bit of I still do want to look good.
Yeah.
But it's how fast can I get in my closet? Okay, black pair of pants, black socks. Really, the only thing I change is the color of my Chucks. And then it's here we go. Should I even wear this to weddings now? Not the cut off sleeves, but
he's got his fancy black shirt, of course.
I wear Lulu's or Dickies and Chucks to weddings. I have one black suit jacket, and usually I'm wearing a black T-shirt under the suit jacket, and I think it dresses up nicely.
It's your fucking outfit. It's your gear. We've talked about that, where that is something that you can pull off because of who you are.
Yeah.
And it's not something I can fucking pull off. I would look ridiculous.
If somebody critiques me, I don't give a fuck. It's like, all right. That's all you got to talk about?
Worse.
Yeah, I think that. So I have never had somebody critique my fashion style.
I'll critique.
I feel like I feel like you're a almost banana hammock, but like a bikini brief guy. Yeah? Like you don't wear boxer briefs, do you?
Oh.
You wear because I can tell you,
mean like
mine's easy. Black, Lululemon,
Have you missed
boxer
G-string
briefs every day.
Have you missed G-string? Are you just saying?
I don't think you wear a G-string.
don't?
That would be uncomfortable. But I think you like the sack. I think you want a pouch.
A pouch.
Yeah, like a pouch though.
Okay, so why don't we drop our pants and see what we wear?
It's fine with me. You want to do it? Be careful with that fucking belt.
So
I hear, no, don't do that, please. I don't think anybody else wants to see it, I can assure you. I do picture, don't you picture leopard print? I think leopard print.
Yeah.
Leopard print, banana hammock, pouch. Right? I think it makes you feel free.
You're almost right.
I know. I'm so fucking
Wait,
close.
so what is
I
it?
can feel it.
Well, it's
He doesn't want to.
goodness me, it's a black Lululemon boxer shorts.
Oh, is it?
So
Okay.
boxer
All right.
brief.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Boxer
the same
brief.
thing I wear.
You know,
I'm actually wearing underwear today.
It's the very best.
Good for you.
It's the very best.
It's the athletic. I don't. Lulu has a kind of more of a cottony.
Yeah,
I prefer the
spandex.
the more athletic.
That's
one.
what I wear too. Yeah,
The
100%.
moisture wicking.
Yeah,
Gotta
all
keep
day,
the boys
every
dry.
day.
It's time
Hit me.
licking Funkler nuggets.
Ah, woo!
I still haven't done shit.
Yeah,
I've been working out,
word.
going to bed at 8.
It's Funkler Nuggets is always only going to be 4 or 5 minutes at the end because Trevor's fucking sober until an indefinite period.
Indefinitely.
Of time.
Yeah, I mean-
I will say that the planets aligned the other day. I celebrated that a little bit.
Did you?
Very cool.
Yeah, I was running around in the backyard naked, howling at the moon.
I
and
figured.
Yeah.
I was in trial in Jacksonville. It was a good result, thank God, because it was a fucking nightmare. Jacksonville's terrible.
The gem of the Southeast.
Oh God, it's so bad. But I will tell you, there's one restaurant called Town Hall. This is totally not Central Florida Funkler Nuggets, but there is a restaurant in Jacksonville called Town Hall that is excellent. It's almost as good as the Strand, in my opinion. And the Strand to me is
The epitome
where
of-
it goes.
All right.
So that I had that, and then last night we were 50% funk. Me and Ed went to, and my wife and a couple other friends.
Ed was a part of your.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh.
We did DBA first, where I had 4 share a cigarette for breakfast drinks. 4.
What is that?
It's basically kind of a twist on an old fashioned. So just long story short, a lot of fucking
Is
bourbon.
there a dirty cigarette in there?
No, I mean, you get share a cigarette for breakfast means you just fucked, and now she stayed the night. Now you're gonna share a cigarette, kind of.
Does
is
any
the idea.
does anybody else? Do you know about this?
No.
Am I left out?
Anybody from the 80s knows that after you have sex, you always have a fucking cigarette in bed. Are you guys, isn't that? I grew up my whole life thinking I have to have an ashtray in my room just because every time you have sex, you share a cigarette. But comes from the title of it. And I'll still stay on the record saying DBA, one of the best bars in Orlando. Like it's hands down the atmosphere, the drinks, it's reasonably priced. It's just it hits it out of the park. We went from there it was Indies, right? Ed? Yep. Okay, so from there it was Indies where we had a drink, and we ended at Shanty, which I hadn't been to in a while. And it's unfortunate. It is now also completely fucking subsumed. It's completely packed. It lost its luster from
Shanty?
the days of
It's
yore.
inevitable. We want to find the new thing that's dirty, dingy, and uninhabited. And then when it becomes cool, we're like, "Fuck this, man."
Have
We're
they
outta here.
completed their extension?
Oh yeah, it's open.
Okay.
The most of the fucking wood gloss smell has
Dissipated.
Most of it.
What's the owner's name?
Roger.
Roger.
Is he
Oh,
the
yeah.
owner?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Roger.
he was Trevor's biggest mate. What's
I mean,
the deal?
he's a super cool dude. He was
No,
wearing a
but-
really big
no.
fucking hat last night talking about
everybody's
fashion.
my biggest
I'm talking
mate.
this fucking hat was like a urban sombrero from side. It was this fucking big, his hat. Like I was like, that looks like it hurts your neck wearing that fucking hat. It was huge.
So if you ever visited Trevor, one of the things that you had to do as part of the orientation of knowing Trevor is go and have a drink at Conrad
The
Shanty.
shanty.
What else was in that orientation that he gave you?
Well, it was just a drink. I'm not sure whether
What
there
are
was
you
anything
talking
else.
about? Oh,
But we
A
did.
little elephant walk?
We did end up. We did. I think it was Conrad Shanty where we ended up getting the Motherfunkler name.
Yeah, it's right out back.
we were
100%.
shit canned out back.
Yeah,
It
we
was
were
right
drunk.
there.
It was the middle of the day on a weekend day. We're just there.
It was
trying
actually
to come up
it
with
was a
name.
botched joke. I had seen a picture of
Samuel L. Jackson?
It was Simon and Garfunkel, but they replaced Garfunkel with Samuel L. Jackson, and it was
Yeah, the story.
Simon and
Motherfunker.
Yeah, the story started where I said my favorite song of all time as "Bridge Over Troubled Waters."
That's where it started.
Simon and Garfunkel, and then
Such
we
a
went off.
fucking lame
Yeah.
favorite song of all time. But I don't want to criticize.
So let me tell
it.
you about my nuggets. I did 2 extreme nuggets.
Oh,
Right, one good, one pretty poor. The good one was the Intuitive Muse and I went to lunch. I very seldom get invited to lunch, and I got a text message to say, "Hey, we're doing lunch on Thursday."
now I'm picturing you like sad face at your desk eating like leftovers. Like nobody invited me to lunch.
Yeah. It was a super sad. And then then I get this text message. It's like, hey, we're doing lunch. I'll see you at 1. I was like, yes. So anyways, we went out there.
Where'd you go?
Piachi. Vinny's pop-up lunch. Thursday, Friday.
Haven't we done this?
Yeah, we have.
This nugget
but we
before?
didn't do this nugget.
Oh, okay.
This is a different nugget on the same place, though.
Nuggets on nuggets.
And so the Intuitive Muse, based on my recommendation of a previous nugget, had the pasta and the sausage kind of thing. What do you want to?
Was it good? Did you like it?
It was delicious.
Yeah.
It
Sausage.
was outstanding.
You look
Yeah.
great today, by the way, man.
Well,
I want to
thank
tell you, it's a
Thank
great
you so
outfit.
much.
Can I say it is a birthday?
Oh,
Is
you
it
better
okay?
mark that and ask her if it's okay.
Yeah, we
All
can
right.
say happy birthday, right? The Intuitive Muse, it's her birthday
Happy
today.
birthday.
And we had 2 celebrations on that particular Thursday, and so it was a birthday and another celebration.
I know that my wife would like nothing more on her birthday than listen to me talk for an hour on a podcast. I think it's just. Yeah, I think.
So
yeah.
I want to say that the Intuitive Muse had the pasta, but I had the salad. So if you like a salad for lunch, I have to say that Piachi's salad was at another level.
Yeah?
Has
Nice.
to be the best salad I've ever had. So here it is. I'm with the Intuitive Muse, and I have the best salad, and that was my Thursday. And then on Friday, I had family visiting from South Africa. And we decided to go for dinner, and I went to the Rainforest Cafe.
Oh my God, dude! What the
Yeah.
fuck? Are you serious?
Who pulled the trigger on that?
Oh
man?
my
I had
God.
nothing to do with that. That was the other extreme. That was a really.
What did you have? Chicken fingers? What'd you get?
I
What
had
did you eat?
I had a chicken, whatever it's called, chicken, like a press sandwich.
Okay.
It was.
And it cost
Damn.
as much as that belt buckle.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. So but when you have young family, you go out to Disney Springs and you do the thing, and it look. I must say that Orlando represents an amazing experience for people that want to come out here. So flying from 18 hours, 15 hours, spending thousands of dollars for a week in the theme parks, and so Disney Springs represents that. But when you live here, it is going to the Rainforest Cafe is just not what you want to do.
All right. Well, we're like close on time. Couple announcements.
Yeah,
If
go
you-
for it.
If you want to. So check out the second Thursday of every month, Vinyl Night here at B&O. It's rad. Last time I came, I brought a first press Milli Vanilli, and it sounded great in the $225,000
You're not doing the second Thursday here this month, are you? Are you?
Yeah, second
Okay.
Thursday, which will be when this airs, it'll be Thursday. So anybody who's listening as it comes out, this Thursday, come to B&O for Vinyl Night. Then third Thursday, 1 week from that is, of course, the
Yes.
Hannibal Hop.
Yeah.
You guys
Hannibal
want
Hop
to tell
Hannibal.
me as
We gotta
friends,
get that right.
Hop Hannibal.
Hop Hannibal.
Hop Hannibal is better than Hannibal Hop. I agree.
It's been going. We into our 4th year of the Hop Hannibal.
So tell me about it.
Yeah.
What's going on? Light
is
them
it-
up.
It's Trevor and I created this thing about 4 years ago, just from being mates.
Yeah.
We decided that if we want to go and have a drink, just the two of us, why don't take like a posse? And so we now have every third Thursday we have a posse coming out, and
I love
it's just been absolutely
I
amazing.
missed the last one because I was in trial. I'm so excited to be at this one. So the only thing I'd have for my announcements every Wednesday night, 7 to 9, one and only Fiddler's Green.
But you
all
are
free
doing
trivia.
You're doing the St. Patrick's, right?
Yeah. So, St. Patrick's Day at Fiddler's Green is a maniac behavior. Get there early. I'll be doing like announcements, a little bit of trivia, kind of walking people in and out, emceeing a little bit.
Would they have
And-
announced a prize? by
Oh
then?
yeah, we give.
No, the
Oh yeah.
Ireland.
So
that one.
that's not on St. Patrick's Day. That's the cutoff. So until St. Patrick's Day, you can buy a golden ticket, which is $50. It all goes to SECO, which is the Coordinated Education Center of Orlando, also to Habitat for Humanity Winter Park in Maitland. That's where all the proceeds go. But for $50, they only sell 250 tickets, and the winner gets a trip for two paid to Ireland.
So I looked online. the tickets are not for sale online. Do you have to go
No,
to Fiddlers?
you have to go, and they have, they actually, because it's so strict with the number, and they want to make sure everything, like, you have to fill out the form when you buy the ticket, because I mean, it's a trip for two to Ireland, and there's only 250 of them sold. So I can tell you that I do the drawing for that. The drawing is TBD, but the cutoff to purchase your tickets is St. Patrick's Day. And I've actually had a friend I got to call who is an attorney in town, and he was hammered at trivia one night, and he bought a ticket. Totally forgot he bought a ticket, and I drew his name, and I got to call him. He was with his wife. I was like, dude, you want a trip for two to Ireland? He has 6 kids, which is a fucking nightmare in and of itself. So he had a kid. He had a second kid. Then he had a set of twins. Then he had another set of twins. Yes. Fucking shoot me in the fucking face. I would just give up. I think I'd leave. I think I'd go away. But anyway, I got to call him. Him and his wife went to Ireland. It was great. He loved it. So definitely check that out as well.
Alrighty.
Groovy. All right.
We good?
I want to say thanks for everybody that came out. What a heck of a crowd.
I know. You guys are rad, man.
Thank you for everybody listening. Woo!
Thanks to Tony and Christy for being amazing hosts
and providing us with these amazing headsets.
Yes.
That they're just phonic,
it
noise
sounds
cancellation
great. I love
and outstanding.
I can barely hear everybody making fun of us throughout the entire show, so they work really well.
Right. So always thank you to Ed, the super producer, the wizard. What a madman, head maniac, right?
So fucking sexy too. Look at him over there.
He's got a watch on. He's wearing tennis shoes and a jacket.
I mean,
So
with
stylistic.
one roll at the bottom, he's so fucking on top. He's on fleek.
Look at those socks.
This guy.
All right. So questions, comments, concerns, requests.
And we also want to just finish by saying happy birthday to Intuitive News.
Big part of the show. All right.
Is it going to be a birthday drink?
I'll see you guys.
before we
We're going to
leave?
go fucking do a Jaeger right now.
Yeah.
I'll see you in the promised land, baby.
See ya.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.